Hey guys, what's up? I'm Rosie and I have a question. What is the fascination that we as human beings have for serial killers? All my life, I have heard of certain serial killers in the news, whether it was the son of Sam, whether it was Richard Ramirez, Jeffrey Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy, Charles Manson, Aileen Wuornos. I've heard about certain serial killers or just killers in general that enthralled the public and either enraged them or garnered fans for them. Last week, I watched the documentary series on Richard Ramirez, or I finished watching it. I watched the first one months ago, back in like March, maybe February or March. And then I took a break from it and I was procrastinating watching the rest. Last week I watched 2 and 3, and then the wee hours of Friday morning, or wee hours of Saturday morning rather, I watched the rest. And let me tell you, this guy freaks me out and scares me. Even though he's dead now, he still scares me. The only way that people could tell that it was him was that they couldn't really tell it was him. They didn't know that some of his cases were connected. The only things that connected him to certain crimes that he did was that they were so dissimilar. He didn't have a pattern. He had no MO. He just did what he did and left. Sometimes he did what he did and he stayed in the house for a while. He had himself a snack and then he left. He was just so, oh gosh, it was crazy what he did. And he had no remorse, of course. He was very manipulative and he just didn't care. So the way that he was finally caught was that his description came out. They had a name and then they had his face. They had a picture of him. And they put it out in the newspaper. And he got on the bus. And then as he got on the bus, this one guy was reading the newspaper and happened to look up, and there he was next to the guy. So the guy pinged to get off the bus. And as soon as he got off, he went to a phone booth to make a call. You know, this guy's on the bus. You have to get that bus. And so Richard Ramirez got off the bus and he just started running, and he ran for all he was worth. And since he was in the news and people knew his description now, they would point at him, that's him, that's the guy, this is the killer. And some of them were saying it in Spanish. I forgot what the Spanish phrasing was for it, but they were like, that's him. So he was trying to carjack this one guy, and the guy fought him, punched him and kicked him and held him down and hit him with a tire iron or something. And just this throng of people came and started beating the crap out of him. I mean, they beat him bad. And by the time he was, God, I think the police saved his life, honestly. He was tired, he couldn't run anymore, and he was beaten up real bad by throngs of angry people. And the police finally got him. And he was actually a fan of one of the police officers, one of the detectives that got him. He was a fan because he caught the Hillside Strangler. And so he studied murders. He wanted to be the best, or at least one of the best. If he was put in the same cell as a famous killer, he felt like he was important. And that just scares me that some people can think like that. And he went down in infamy. He's as famous as he wanted to be. And all these decades later, we're still talking about him. He got what he wanted. Jeffrey Dahmer. His case scared me because of the way he did it, what he did and the way he did it. And when he got killed in prison, I don't remember feeling sorry for him at all. He didn't care about who he did those things to and what the effects on their family would be. He just did it for selfish reasons because he didn't want to be alone, or he didn't want those guys to leave him, or he wanted to create sex zombies. And it's disgusting and it's gross, and you just wonder why did he feel that he had to do it. And they say that it starts off that you can tell if a person will be a serial killer or a murderer when they start hurting animals as children, but not all of them have done that, or not that you know of anyway. Okay, and now the next documentary series that I'm watching on Netflix is on the Son of Sam. Actually, it's called The Sons of Sam. And he just went around New York killing people. And it was so sad because this one couple, his one of the guys, the surviving guy's dad said, "Promise me you won't go into Queens." And he was like, "I won't. I promise I won't go into Queens. I'll stay in Brooklyn." And then so he and his girlfriend went out in Brooklyn, and he was shot anyway. And I think he wound up blind and the girl ended up dead. And so when they finally got him, when they finally broke into his car, found the gun, found a letter that he was about to write or that he wrote, they broke into his car without a warrant, for one thing. And then for another thing, they didn't listen to him and the things that he was saying because they just thought he was crazy. But what he told somebody, I forgot who it was he told this to, but he said, "They won't listen to me. There's more than one of us. There are other sons of Sam." And so this reporter started digging and doing research, and he figured out there was this guy who lived not far from him at all, and his name was Sam, and he had 2 sons, the Sons of Sam. And he was wondering if the guy and his sons were murderers also. Now, the one they got, what's his name? David Berkowitz. The one that they got, he wasn't one of the sons of Sam. He was just some guy. But the Sam that he was talking about, they thought that maybe Sam was like the devil or something. But no, it's an actual guy named Sam who had 2 sons. And so there were other sons of Sam. And they were wondering if there was more than one of them because none of the composite drawings looked alike. None of them looked like David Berkowitz, but they felt that one of the composite drawings looked like one of the sons of Sam and another looked like the other son of Sam. They wondered if maybe there were 3 or 4 or even more of them. The police weren't as curious as the reporter. And it scares me how irresponsible the police can be. They'll catch one guy and be like, "Okay, we got the guy who did it. You're safe now. You can go out at night now." And that's what some of the people said in reports. "I feel safe to go out at night now. I can go to all the discos." And it's like, no, you're not very safe. But they catch one guy, they pin all the murders on this one guy, and they don't listen to the clues he's giving. They're like, "No, you did it all. You did it all. We don't care that the composite drawings look nothing like you. You did all of them. You're going down for all of it." And David Berkowitz was trying to tell him, "No, it wasn't just me. There are others." So it kind of scares me that things like that can happen. And I never knew of the Sons of Sam until I started watching this Netflix documentary series. And I have to watch the last one. I think there's one more left that I have to watch. I didn't finish watching it. but I have to. And it's really very interesting, honestly. Aileen Wuornos, it said that every guy that she murdered were rapists. Were they her rapists, or did they rape others? So, or did they rape her at all? Was it just an excuse that she used? I don't know what the reasoning is behind a lot of what they do. And for a lot of them, I guess there doesn't have to be a reason. They just want to do it. And so, yeah, I guess that's why I'm so intrigued by them and want to learn more about them. So I can be careful, I guess. I don't know. But what are some of your reasons of why you might be intrigued or interested in learning about them? Leave your answers in the comments. Like, subscribe, and share my video. I would really appreciate it if you did. Thank you so much for wasting time with me. I hope to see y'all on the next upload. Love you guys very, very much, and bye for now.